Good morning, everybody. Monday morning, shop time, Panhead build. If you're new here, this is the day we work on our Panhead project. If you're a repeat customer, welcome back, and you already know what time it is. So today, I'm going to spend some time on the computer drawing some parts up. It's not overly exciting, but we got to get all these things drawn up, so I'm going to spend some time doing that. If you remember back a couple weeks ago when we were working on the sissy bar and the Fender, we made up this little quick paper pattern. It's going to be our rear sissy bar Fender mount. So we're going to draw this up. Hopefully, if we have time, we'll cut a sample out of some regular mild steel. This will eventually be made out of stainless. But we'll cut up a sample piece out of mild steel, check our fit, make our adjustments as need be, and then we'll cut the final piece out of some stainless. So also on the agenda, we're going to be running one of these large car oil filter adapter, which will hang off the left side of the frame. I'm going to draw up the bracket for that, integrate in a license plate mount. So we got to do that today. Also, I'm going to draw up some header flanges, some exhaust pipe flanges for our heads. They're similar to a shovel head flange, but they're a 3-bolt, being that it's a aftermarket STD type panhead. The 3-bolt flange just works a hell of a lot better strength wise than the old single bolt shovel head flange, which almost always are stripped out. So we got those 3 things. If something else pops up, probably the seat pan also. I drew up a seat pan. We're going to pull that up and look at it and maybe make some tweaks to it, maybe start over. Now that we got our seat hinge and all that stuff done, I'd like to get a pan on there so we can really get the airbag situation finalized. So that's what's on the agenda for today for the Panhead. Alright, so we're going to start out with our Fender piece. We've got our cardboard here. I'm going to go ahead and get measured up. The way I always do these when I'm starting something like this is we get a rough measurement. It's actually a little bit longer than our caliper here. Alright, so our overall width here is 6.5. Our overall height is just short of 2. So we're going to start with a rectangle, 6.5 by 2, and then we're going to trim from there. So our overall hole width, and we used 5/8 round bar, so we're going to make these holes 5/8. Well, it's actually going to be a half hole, but I think you get the idea. So we'll go ahead and save this. Panhead rear fender mount. Save that. Alright, so last piece of the puzzle is going to be our oil filter mount. We're going to start out with the part the actual oil filter adapter mounts to. So we got like 2 3/4 by 175, we'll call it. So we got our bolt hole program. which is 1.650 plus 0.319 equals 1 inch 966. So, and then because we have a hole, the 3-hole, what we do is when we do our linear tool, we'll put 3 holes here and then use that center hole to offset up to this one, then delete that one, and that's how we get our pattern laid out. So, total distance is 1.969, and then we'll come here and grab this one. And it's offset 0.75. Then we delete that one. And we've got our roughed out piece, triangle, pentagon, whatever, with our 3 holes. So next thing we need to do is measure up a tag. I have one hanging on the wall right here. The tag is 7 1/8 by 4. So let's see, we're going to zoom out, we're going to grab this, I'm going to take this over here for now, we're going to do here, we're going to go 4, 7.12, here, I'm going to radius our corners. I'm actually looking at this and I'm going to change up the way I was going to do it a little bit. So we're going to take this, we're going to bring it into here. We're going to get rid of this. And we're going to add a little side mount tab here. And then what we're going to do, let's see, let's trim this out of here, trim this out of here. So there we go. We got our tag mount. These bolt holes here will get countersunk. We'll use flathead bolts. And the oil filter mount will mount underneath this. These will get countersunk. Or maybe not, but they'll get transfer punch drilled and tapped into the frame. And this entire mount will mount to the frame. We'll cut this out of some 3/8 aluminum and use a ball end mill, run down the center of this so we have a nice radius fit on the frame to bolt it to. So Anyway, that's going to be that part. We're going to go ahead and save it. Save Panhead tag mount. Alright, so that's all saved. We are going to, I guess, jump out on the plasma table, cut a little sample of our Fender mount and check how that fits. The exhaust mount I know is going to be fine, and the tag bracket also we can go ahead and maybe cut out. I think I got some 3/8 on the table already, so we'll jump out on the plasma table and cut some parts. So we got our test piece, just cut out of some 1018 mild steel. I'm gonna go ahead over to the bike, look at how this is gonna fit up, and then we'll know if we can make it out of some stainless. Alright, so first thing we gotta do is try and get some radius in this thing. Alright, so this piece worked out really good. Just a little bit of hammer forming, a little bit of grinding with the flap wheel just to dial it in, and I'm really happy with that. That's going to look really nice. Obviously this is going to be made out of a piece of stainless. Got to order some material now that we've confirmed our theory. We will get this cut, fit in here, we'll get it tigged in, we'll blend it perfect fit to the end of the fender. Then once this fender is all painted, this will all be polished. Really gonna be a phenomenal fit, so super happy with that. Alright, so here's our tag oil filter mount we made up. What we're gonna do is get it in the mill. We'll ball mill the back side of this so it'll fit nicely on here on the radius of the frame tube. Then we'll transfer punch these 3 holes, drill and tap, and have a nice machined aluminum part. The oil filter mount adapter will bolt on here, filter underneath, and eventually the tag on top. Nice clean fit. We're still kind of debating the tag or the brake light situation. I'm really thinking to maybe try and tuck it in somewhere here. It would look okay on the top of the sissy bar rail. So those decisions are still kind of up in the air. All right, so we got our seat pan bent up. It'll mount to the bracket underneath that the airbags are mounted to. And what I think I'm going to do to make it even more slick is we're going to notch the pan and put a box in there so it'll actually drop flat on here. Although now that I'm saying that out loud, that may not even be necessary, because by the time we upholster and wrap this, I believe it's going to get hand-tooled leather. The thickness of that is going to really get us close to our gap. So being that it's going to be upholstered, we probably don't need to go that far with it. So anyway, just one more piece kind of worked up. I'm real happy with how that's looking. I may get this roll, try and roll this up just a touch more to slide the seat back a little bit. Yeah, let's try that. Oh yeah, that's perfect. Real happy about that. Be able to get that mounted up, get some foam on it. It'll be a beautiful air ride seat. Alright guys, that's going to be a wrap for the Panhead today. Only had a couple hours to spend on it. Funny enough, we got the tag bracket in the mill and my 1-inch R8 collet seems to have gone missing. So we just went ahead and stopped there. We will get a new collet coming and get back on this project after we get back from West Virginia. So appreciate you guys sticking out these kind of little bit slow, boring videos with not tons of progress. I hope you're still enjoying them. Let us know if you are. And we hope to see you next time at Gatti's Garage.